So today I'm going to be talking about the extreme trials for ARR, and I'm going to be putting them on this tier list. I'm going to be ranking them based on my personal opinion, whether it was difficult, the music was good, or just overall, just in general. So I know you can hardly see it because it's a white background, but we'll start with the Mogu fight, the Mughal. I'm actually going to put this as the bottom one. I thought the music was good. I just felt like there wasn't any real difference, in my opinion, from the normal slash hard version. The extreme version didn't feel extreme, if you understand what I'm saying. It didn't really have many different mechanics, other than the fact that mainly the King Mogul will just keep rezzing the little people, the little moguls. But I didn't feel like there was too much of a difference in like doing the extreme. Next we have Garuda. This one I'm actually going to put. I'm gonna put in C. I like the music for Garuda. The one thing I will say took away from, like, the fight definitely felt more difficult, but it was mainly, it felt more like a DPS check, and mainly to kill the ads, and it didn't really feel much harder. I feel like this is going to be like the basis for a lot of these because AR was like the oldest expansion and they just barely like tweaked the numbers or something. But I will admit I did wipe on Garuda twice and it was not my fault. My other DPS didn't know to kill the ads before going after Garuda. They didn't understand the chain link life link. Um there was one time where the DPS lacked, and basically she just broke away the the pillars before we even got to the reckoning, and yeah, it was mainly a lot of people's. I want to not say first time, but like a lot of people not understanding how certain mechanics work. I felt like this wasn't like a really hard fight. It just like for newer people it is. Which brings me to Ifrit. I'm actually gonna put Ifrit in B. Um, Mainly because there's more nails that spawn for the extreme version rather than the hard version, so you have to get rid of those faster. But the fight was basically the same. I feel like this is going to be the same for like a lot of these. Mainly just the nails. There were a lot more nails. They were spread out. I had to teach people how to separate and then work together rather than one person tank and then work on a nail and then get back. But yeah, I felt like the more nails was a good choice for Ifrit. Um, yeah, I mean the fight was pretty good. Music, I'd still prefer like the Mughal like music over these two though. That's just my personal preference. Because the Mughal fight reminds me of Spy Kids, like my childhood, like uh I forget the name of the Foogly music. Yeah, yeah, if you ever look that up. Oh, okay. You know, I'm gonna come back. I'm actually gonna work this way. Now, might say, why am I doing it this way and I'm switching up? It's because I really want to talk about Leviathan in depth a lot more. Because that one I'm gonna have to talk about. So, I'm gonna put the Ultima Extreme above Garuda. I felt like it was harder than Garuda, but definitely. Mm, you know what? I'm actually gonna rearrange this. I'm gonna put it in B tier. I'm gonna move Ifrit to the top of C. I felt like the mechanics were like slightly bit harder and were much more punishing than like Ifrit Garudas, where they only have like one mechanic that can one shot you. I think this one has like three, if I'm not if I'm wrong. Um, it's like two or three. It just has much more much more chance of you dying or wiping on this one than this one. But yeah, I mean, it's not much different. I don't know what else to say. Hmm. the four here. I'm gonna have to put Titan up in S. Titan's music through the different phases, really amazing. The fight teaches you a lot, whether damage checks, mechanics. Also, for me being a dragoon, not accidentally jumping off backwards or not jumping off, or just things, just dragoon things, Um, but yeah, I mean, the Titan fight, really good soundtrack, really good in teaching a lot of stuff compared to like the other things. I felt like Titan was definitely the best one so so far on this list. Shiva. Ooh. I as much as I love Titan, ah, I'm gonna have to put Shiva behind. Mainly because at least Titan, like it entraps you with the spiral. Um Shiva has a bunch of the things Titan has, like the good music, and even has the step on me, mommy. I mean, what? And then it has the the damage check. It spawns ads. Um, work on like where you're standing. But like it's missing like some things, like the fact that you could fall off or like if you went too far. It's basically just because Titan has more stuff in it where it makes you feel much more of a challenge than compared to Shiva. But definitely right there, right on the cusp of being the top. But yeah, she comes really close. And now we have my Gandalf wizard. I'm gonna have to put him in A tier. I didn't feel like he was definitely down here in B, but he wasn't up in S. He definitely deserves to be in A. Um, Basically same reasons, ads, etc. Music. The one thing I will say, out of all of these, I have to say his music is probably the one I don't like the most out of all these. Now, I'm not saying it's the worst music. I'm just saying it's not better than the other music. It just okay. Maybe I'm saying it's just these two are just top tier music, and I really like this one because it reminds me of my childhood. And these are just really good songs, but I don't know. There has to be a worst one, and this one for me was the worst one for the music soundtrack. So I felt like the fight was okay. It was better than the Extreme Ultima, but it definitely wasn't up here. But yeah, A. Now the big boy, the one I want to talk about the most. Leviathan. Music, very cool. Very, very, I like it so much. Whenever its mount comes on, it just hypes me up. But, God, I hated this one so much. Mainly because of the stupid platform and the ads and then the tail. It just, if people didn't know what they were doing, you were stuck. You were stuck wiping because they didn't understand what was going on. And it really was a skill issue. It wasn't oh, like, oh, this mechanic is no, like people just don't know how to pay attention. And this fight infuriates me, not because it's extremely hard. It's because people don't understand or don't want to learn or even use common sense on how to survive this stupid thing. Like the fight itself isn't overly hard. It's just one certain mechanic that if you don't know what's going on, it's just going to teeter you off to the side. And if you know what I'm talking about, yeah. People don't understand that mechanic for some reason, and it baffles me. It baffles me. How do you not like look around at your surroundings when you're in a fight? Like that's very important for like these trials because you have a main boss in an arena. How do you not pay attention to your surroundings? Like this single-handed fight literally triggers me so much, and it's not even because the fight's hard. I'm putting it above Gandalf just because I like the music. I think the fight's good. I just don't I just don't understand how people can do this fight without looking around. It just baffles me. But yeah, this is my tier list for the extremes. I definitely think Titan's number 1, Shiva number 2, Leviathan number 3, and then my Gandalf, the Extreme Ultima, Ifrit Garuda, and then Moogle definitely at the bottom. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
I dream about times I wished for a new, happier day. If a hand could reach out right now and save my life somehow, I'll face the